Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. To Atlanta Basement Baseball Cards. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to an action-packed video, action-packed episode tonight. We have a lot of crap to go through. Been a hot minute since we made a video showing some stuff, and we got some stuff to show. So let's get right into it. You know, me and the boy, the other day, let's start off here. The boy hit up a flea market, a yard sale. I was not there, and he found this. Beautiful A-Rod. Action figure, and he knew it belonged in the basement. And the boy used his hard-earned money to buy Daddy the A-Rod because we needed an A-Rod action figure in the basement. And it is spectacular. Well-loved. Number 13. You can't beat that. Thank you to the boy for the A-Rod, who has found a place of glory in the basement. Now, me and the boy have been buying, it all ties together, I promise. He has been buying some of these Spider-Man Magic cards. He does not particularly play Magic, but he loves Spider-Man cards and all things Spider-Man. So we have been picking up some of these play boosters, and it all ties together. Look at this bad boy. We pulled this beautiful McFarlane original Spider-Man #1 cover card. Excellent. And that is awesome. We have a big stack of Spider-Man Magic cards over there. We were trading them together. And, what does this have to do with baseball cards, Keith? I'll tell you. We went to a comic shop, local comic shop. And I know he has like a sign in the window, like cards, comics, but he's got like, you know, it's not a baseball card shop. So we walk in, we're looking around, there's old dusty toys and Spider-Man stuff, and he's looking at, he bought a Beanie Baby, a beautiful blue Beanie Baby with American flags all over it, and a Spider-Man DVD. The guy's got DVDs, he's got like old stereos, you know, the whole bit. He got the whole bit. And I wandered towards the very back, and there was a showcase filled with old junk waxy baseball card kind of stuff. And I was like, I didn't know this guy had this stuff. And he said to me, oh, yeah, I just put this out. I haven't even gone through a lot of it. I just started putting cards here. And he had like monster boxes and 800 counts laying around. That'll come into play also. Laying around. And it was just a mess behind the counter. And so I started poking through. He had a couple 50-cent boxes. Started poking through. The boy was doing his thing. So it took a minute. I went through. And I found some stuff. And I'll show you what I got, and I'll show you the story. Now, I'll tell you the story. I walked up, and I looked around, and I found a couple little Donnie things. And I was like, oh, look at that. Maybe I'll buy that. Nothing was priced, except for like the 50-cent box and a quarter box. And they were just very random, very random. But behind the counter was all kinds of stuff. He had like Topps traded sets. He had all this stuff, and it was all packed on this big wall, just shoved in there. So me being curious, I looked behind there, and I kind of went around, and, you know, it wasn't really like the kind of thing where you're like, hey, please come back here and shop. It was more like, I'm going to go back there and look. So I wandered back, and I looked, and there was a box, 800 count box, said Yankees. I was like, oh, 800 count box saying Yankees. We're going to pull this off the shelf and start looking. No permission needed for the Lonely Basement. I pulled it out, I started going through, and it was mostly like 2000s, late 90s, but it was a lot of stuff I didn't have, like just random cards. So I started pulling out cards, and he comes walking over. And he says to me, oh, hey, looking through those? I said, yeah, you know, how much you want for the whole box? Figure maybe I make a deal with the guy. He's like, well, those are all commons. I said, yeah, I know that. I'm looking through. There's a lot of doubles, a lot of, I know they're commons. And I said, yeah, you know, maybe you want to, well, I can't sell it to you for what I paid for it. Okay. Thanks for the information. Didn't ask what you paid for it. Not really my business or my priority, what you paid for it. I'm just asking if you want to sell the whole box for a decent price. And he says, well, that's a 1,000 count box. I lied earlier. It wasn't an 800 count box. It was a 600 count box. Makes the story better, but it's true. I looked at it and I went, well, this is a 600 count box, not a 1,000 count box. But I did not correct the gentleman because I didn't feel in the moment I should correct him. So he's got the box there and I'm looking at it and he's like, well, it's not quite full, but there's at least 800 cards there. Well, it's a 600 count box and it is not full. So there's not 800 cards there. And he says, I mean, if I totaled them up like 15 cents a card times 800, that's what I'd have to charge you for the box. The 600 count box of 400 cards that were all commons. 15 cents a card was not going to happen. So I said, I'm going to look through and I'll pull some cards out. So I pulled some cards out because clearly the deal was not happening on the box. I pulled a few random things and let's show you what I got. And then in the end, he gave me a deal. Never seen this card before. It is a Montreal Expo card. Hideki Irabu, Fleer Tradition. This is an amazing card. Now, it is an Expo logo. It does say traded to the Expos. But it is Irabu in all his Yankee glory. Hideki, he was traded, but he was 29 and 20. Yes, his ERA was 4.5. And yes, he was a fat toad, according to George Steinbrenner. But 29 and 20, respectable. Respectable. I was at his first game ever that he pitched at Yankee Stadium, and it was quite an experience. Very large Japanese crowd showed up. They were selling sushi. People were going, Sanchi, Sanchi. And I learned Sanchi is the strikeout word. And he actually pitched very well that first game. Then they started to catch up with him. Large part of this box right in the middle was all manager cards. So I do have this card, but I just grabbed all the manager cards, like one of each, because a lot of these had like 5, 6, 7, 8 doubles. So we got an 89 Dallas Green. Why not? We got the Bucky Dent, 1990. We got the 1990 Stump Merrill traded card, which I think we have two. But whatever. I don't think I have this. 86, Danny Pasqua. Shout out to Mike Hitman 23. Danny Pasqua, 86 All-Star set. Beautiful shot of Dan there. That might be Carlton Fisk, by the way, right behind him. Kind of hard to tell, but that could be a Hall of Famer card. Look at that. Dan Pasqua did not quite make the Hall of Fame. We found a 91 Stump Merrill hiding in there. Probably have it. Then we got this card we definitely do not have. This is the Managers, Major League Managers. There is a little something here. A little something. A little paper loss on the corner. But why not? It's Buck. And Jim Fregosi. Right? Yep, Jim Fregosi. So that is a cool manager card. Had to pick that one up. What is this? Showdown! MLB Showdown! MLB Showdown. I'm getting text messages on my phone. Right set up, Keith. But that is the great Joe Torre. Change in strategy. Hold, please. Draw 3 cards, then discard 3 cards. Much of the Yankees' postseason success comes from Joe Torre's ability to manage for a short series. That is true. I wonder if the current Yankee manager has the ability to manage for a short series. We shall see. 10-1 tonight. 10-1. We'll save the rant for later. There is no rant tonight. It was just an old-fashioned beatdown. Not much the manager could have done about it. We got this awesome Ralph Houck Archives with the gold stamp. And that is a cool rendition of his 62, which we have the original. And now we have that one. 2000. See, I'm getting better. 2000, right? 2000. Yes, I'm getting better with these. 2000 Joe Torre with the gold stamp. Beautiful Joe Torre. That is excellent. Another Archives, Billy Martin, 1984 version with the stamp, archive stamp of the traded card. Cannot beat that. Archives, 2000 and, I can't even read it, 2001. But that is super cool. Are these buybacks? I don't even know. It smells like an old card. It looks like a Topps traded card. I don't know. Maybe it's a buyback. Maybe it's not. I don't know. That looks like a 1984 Topps traded card. I could be wrong. Who knows? We don't know in the basement. Another Joe Torre. That is beautiful. I think this is 01. Let's go with 01. Let's say 01. The green is 2000. The oranges are 01. This is a cool Joe Torre right here. Now this one's questionable. 02. That is a cool card. Gold foil Yankee symbol there. I think it's a Yankee symbol. No, it is not. What is it? Let's see as we learn the 2000s cards. It says home team advantage tops. All right. So that is the home team advantage tops. 2002 Joe Torre. Sitting on a golf cart. Excellent. Joe Torre! All right. Now these are 2003. Look at that. They were actually in sequential order. 2003 Joe Torre. Walking out to get somebody. And then this one says Torre on it. But it looks like the 2003, doesn't it? So what do we have here? 2004. Are you telling me that that's the 2004 card and that's the 2003 card? Many of you may know, but not getting creative. Next up, 2007 Joe Torre. Look at that bad boy. Loving it. Joe saluting America for the anthem. Take your glasses off, Joe. You take your glasses off when they're sunglasses for the anthem. Come on, Joe. Beautiful. Excellent. What's next? All right, Brian Fisher. 1986 All-Star Collector's Edition, Brian Fisher. Love Brian Fisher. We love Brian in the basement. Traded away a little too soon. Could have been somebody. George did not like to give the young pitchers a chance. Another one, I don't think we have. A beautiful shot of the original Yankee Stadium. Not the original, but the My Childhood Yankee Stadium before it was savagely ripped down. And that is a scorecard from some year. Why not? 1993 Pinnacle. 93 Pinnacle, Yankee Stadium. Who knew that card existed? And then we have a team card from 01, the orange. Beautiful team card from 01. Thank you very much. Let's see. We got a Jeter on there. We got a Joe Torre on there. All right, Bernie. Burn, baby, burn. Paul O'Neill. This is 02, by the way. 02. We're not learning in the basement. That is 02. And then we got this beautiful card. What is it? It says New York Yankees team card. All right. 2017 is the date. Excellent. The team card. Who's on the team card? Mark Teixeira. You're on the mark, Teixeira. All right. Who was 12? I'm trying to remember 12. I don't remember 12. Who was 12? Who was 12? I can't remember off the top of my head. But there he is. Another beautiful Yankee team card. We just did this year, but this is 04. 04 team card, and many of these team cards I did not have. These will fill a lot of holes in the more modern stuff. And the 07 team card. Excellent. The 07 team card. Get ready for it. He had a Jimmy Leyritz. Jimmy Leyritz in the yellow Fleer. I may have this card. I don't know. There's a box of yellow Fleer back there. But I couldn't pass up the Jim Leyritz yellow Fleer to complement the Jim Leyritz Yellow Classic, which he had right next to each other in the box. It had to happen. Classic and Fleer Jim Leyritz. What else did we find in there? Oh, hold please. Dave Silvestri. Dave Silvestri rookie card. Top prospects from Topps. Now, you may notice Chipper Jones is right there. Now, I got this card for $0.25. I don't know if this card is worth anything, but it does have Chipper Jones on it, and it is a top prospect card, and it was in his quarter box, or 15-cent box, or where the hell he was trying to charge me. Benji Gill and Jeff Patsky. All right, so there is a Chipper Jones top prospect, 1993 Topps, crispy. Never know, maybe it's worth a nickel. But we bought it for Dave Silvestri. Now, we have this card in the other version, but I saw this in there, so I had to grab it. And that is the Mickey Mantle Upper Deck. That is beautiful. We love this card. In the basement, we got it for a lot less than the other version we paid for. Not that we paid a lot, but this beautiful Mariano is in there. And this is all at the comic book shop when I was not expecting to buy baseball cards. This is a Pinnacle Inside. Pinnacle Inside. Mariano Rivera is a relief pitcher. So that's an interesting card. There's our back on that bad boy. Mariano for the Mariano collection. And then to complement that Upper Deck Mickey Mantle, there was the Babe 1927 card in there. And last but not least, from our bargain hunt, the 1977 Reggie Jackson, which is super cool. That's a beautiful card. Great shot of Reggie. Love the sepia blue on there. That is awesome. And finally, one last pickup. So I went up and I had these cards and that item, and he said, $15. And I said, come on. 15 bucks, come on, and the other item. So I got him down to 10. He gave me a deal, $10 for these cards and this. I don't know how many cards are here, but we'll take it. There was a couple 50-cent cards in there. He had this interesting item, which I purchased in the bundle, in this beautiful holder. Now you see here, there is some drippings here. This was displayed, some drippings. Like I said, he had a lot of random stuff, just kind of like he bought a giant collection of stuff and shoved it in an area and was selling it. How do you like that? I could not pass this up. This beautiful lucite plastic whatever holder of Don Mattingly. And here's the interesting part. I pulled it out just before. Here's the stainage. I might clean this and leave this in here because I feel like it belongs in here forever. What do you think that is? Cat vomit? I'm not sure. Maybe cat vomit. This beautiful photo of Donnie. Now this feels like a photo, like a standard photo, like a Kodak photo on here. And it looks like white cardboard kind of stuff on the back. But if you look carefully, you may not see it, but I can feel it. It's like edged. So I feel like this may be a photo that is glued onto this piece of cardboard, white stock, because it's like separable. So I'm not sure what this is. It's a little rough cut. So I believe this is some type of photograph, obviously, of Don Mattingly, glued onto some type of white cardboard. This is not real, just so you know. I think. Good thing I didn't smudge it if it was real. So there you go. That is beautiful. We'll put them back with the cat vomit on the holder. Cannot beat that for the Donnie Baseball collection. Now, I did get one other card. I'll show you that right now because I wanted to show you something else. I did notice a lot of guys lately have been getting their Mag Pros and getting their new flips, and everybody's getting flips. And I felt kind of bad that I'm not in the Mag Pro crew. I'm not a Mag Pro guy. I do have a few laying around. So I said, let me get out of Mag Pro and try to design my flip and see what I can do with the Mag Pros. Because quite frankly, everyone's doing it. And I like to be on board with everyone else. I want to go with the ship. I want to be on board. Don't want to be left out in the basement. When everyone turns left, I want to turn left. So I found a Mag Pro I had. And this card came from this purchase, but it's the card I decided to show. Now, I'm going to show you. Get ready. My Mag Pro flip. Get ready for it. There we go! We got an OPC Kevin Moss. And there's our flip. Now, I think it works for me. I think it's beautiful. The Kevin Moss is well represented in the flip. What do you think? Excellent! Kevin Moss, OPC, premiere at the comic shop, and my new custom flip. What do you think? Kevin Moss in the basement. There we go. Now, this. It's been a few days. This might take a while, guys. Always use protection. In the basement. This box came to my door the other day from PA, from Pennsylvania. And let's see what's inside. This address looks very strikingly similar to the address of the Philippines collector of the Philippines collection. And that is Ethan. Now, Ethan, I sent him a card. Don't show his address, Keith. Although I hear his house is very well fortified, as is the basement. Wow. This guy, I did send him a card that he had asked me about, and I sent him a card, and he sent me, wow, this box. First, I'm going to read the note. Lonely Basement, baseball cards. Many thanks for the 4 collector's card, no problem. I did send him one of my 4 collector's cards. Let's see. Did not come from the bag, John. Don't worry. It was one of my extras. It did not come from the bag. I know it's nothing major, but it's greatly appreciated. I wanted to send you a care package in return, especially since I've seen a unique Don Mattingly. I imagine you may not have it yet, and that it may display well in the basement. Thanks for all the content and the laughs. Thanks again for the 4 collector's card, the Philippines collection. Ethan, thank you for the beautiful note. We always love unique Don Mattingly cards in the basement. Now, I'm going to turn this around here before we look in the box. Get ready. Ethan has decorated the box, Lonely Basement baseball cards, with blue tape, and a 23. Ethan, this will find a place of glory in the basement for eternity. Now, what has Ethan placed in the box? I wasn't expecting all this. This is a whole bag of cards. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Ethan, thank you so much. The Philippines collection. Like and subscribe. He shows very interesting stuff on his channel. Much of it Philippines-based. I believe his wife is Filipino. And they enjoy collecting Philippines relics. We have some Top Series 2. We have some Update. A whole stack of Update. This is too much to send me. I will rip these with the boy. And Big League Baseball. Ethan, me and the boy will rip these. I greatly appreciate that. We are still going here now. We've got a lot of foam. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. This is a lot, Ethan. This is a lot for a 4 collector's card I did not pay for. I just mailed you. Let's see. Start here. Wow. That is freaking awesome. So this is actually a funny story. This is the Brooklyn Ladder. And this says, Brooklyn Ladder. When it comes to dugout chatter, players will do anything for a rhyme. The famous "We want a pitcher, not a Belliacher" chide has a second stanza in some circles. We want a batter, not a broken ladder. Must be devastating to hitters' confidence. Broken ladder. I thought I said Brooklyn Ladder. Or I said Brooklyn Ladder. Broken ladder from Ethan. We want a pitcher, not a Belliacher. Still used today, by the way, by the boys. I promise. I hear it. Wow. I'm just going to show you what it says. 1926. Cavender's Foreign Birds, Philippine Sunbird. Wow. 1926. This immediately becomes one of the oldest cards in my collection. If not the oldest. It's right up there. Ethan, this is too much to send me. That is beautiful. Let me take a look. Foreign Birds, the Philippine Sunbird. Cavender's, London. Sunbirds are peculiar to the Ethiopian... Peculiar, yeah. I thought it said particular, but it doesn't. It says peculiar To the Ethiopian, Indian, and Australian regions, they fly from flower to flower and feed on small insects attracted by nectar, unlike their American representatives, the hummingbirds. Ah, so it's like a hummingbird. Similar cousin to the hummingbird. That is a beautiful card. I'm going to colors pop on that. That is too much. Get this out of the way. There you go. Ethan, that is too much. Just send me that from your personal collection. Now, this is going to keep going, guys, because I got a big bag here. And we're not even at the bottom. Let's go. I'm pulling it out of the sleeve here. We have a beautiful Heritage Judge. These are cards I don't have either. Heritage Judge again with, that's actually cool. Dick Allen and Judge, that's a cool card. We're not focusing today. Jeff Burroughs and Aaron Judge. Jeff Burroughs of the famous Error Card, 1979. Acuna and Judge, All-Stars. Aaron Judge in the 74 Glory. Mr. Aaron Judge, Home Run King, AL Home Run King. This is cool, the Aaron Judge Special. I do not have this either. The rookie cards. An homage to the Hank Aaron cards. Beautiful. 2022 and 2021. That is just super cool. The 75 Heritage. The 76. Ethan, too much. Too much, brother. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge on the AL Home Run Leaders card. That is awesome. Another Judgy. There you go. The Allen and Ginter. That's an interesting card. Aaron Judge, another Allen and Ginter. Got like a goldness to it. A-Rod! Yes. There he is. In real life and on baseball card. Beautiful A-Rod of the 76 style. We got a Mo on the Ginter. We got a Jeter on the Ginter. Another Ginter Jeter. That is a great smile on that one. Beautiful. We got a Rocket. Roger Clemens. That is cool. Look at that blue popping. We got a Mick. I want to know what year that is now, so we'll look. 2021. 2021 Mick. Dang, the 57 tops. Beautiful. The 68. Beautiful. 76 All-Star. These were 76 too, right? No. These were not 76, were they? Yeah, they were, weren't they? 76. Confusing myself. And the sparkly version. Look at that. That is excellent. And last but not least, Chuck Norris. Thank you for the Chuck Norris. Now, and the bottom of the box is something underneath all this. So we're going to go in. We're going to go in. And we're going to see what's at the bottom of the box. And I can tell you right now, I do not have it. Ethan, I do not have whatever this is. Topps 2018. Allen and Ginter. Cabinet box loader. Don Mattingly. Dang. Look at that bad boy. That's a standard card. This is the cabinet size top loader from Allen and Ginter 2018, and that is freaking awesome. Look at that bad boy. That is beautiful. Donnie with the full stash. Interesting background. Kind of looks like the Hudson River Valley behind him, I'm guessing. Randomly inserted into hobby boxes. That is awesome. That is indeed a rare find, and I do not have it. So thank you so much Ethan from the Philippines collection. Blue tape! For Ethan, blue tape. All right, I think that's enough for tonight, guys. I had one, I was gonna do some other stuff, but that is enough. Ethan from the Philippines collection, thank you so much. We're gonna go out with the Philippine Songbird. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And you all have a good one.